I know
Can you see
how.
it? Can you see it? Get right there. Get right there. You see it in the screen?
Well, that's why.
In case y'all don't know, I'm gonna bring it a little closer for y'all. In case y'all don't know, yeah, it's the
See,
hologram.
this is why. This is why
Yeah.
I so desperately wanted to talk to you about this trailer because I know
You
how
start
big
thinking
of
of
a Green Lantern fan you are.
give
I
me
like you're of our friend group. You're probably the biggest Green Lantern fan.
without a doubt. We got on our friend group. We got the weak Daredevil. We got Punk behind
Don't do
Batman.
that. Don't
Uh,
gaslight him like that. Don't do that.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We got a little wannabe cosplay Iron Fist. We got who else we got in our crew? We got the we can say Darkness is being Blade again. Or that would remind me of Voodoo Man on the low. So
See, he's gonna watch this. You know that, right? You know what? See. You know what's crazy? In
and
our
Voodoo
latest group
Man.
chat, group chat, like a week
Uh,
ago, he had an
yes.
opportunity to insult you, and he didn't.
You know why? He didn't know what kind of temperature it was yet. See, he had other people witnessing it. If it was just us, he would have flamed me. I know he would
Oh,
have.
100%.
But
100%.
it's cool. And by the way, Glenn and all that, I'm name dropping today. Glenn, if y'all see this pod, I vote to have Cardell sleep outside. Like not even in that actual like home. Like when we go out to we all get together, like he has to be like in the woods. Like get him a sleeping bag. Yeah, I said it.
I oh my gosh. Viewers, if you guys could be in our group chat just to see the constant bickering between Darron and my brother, which you guys have seen on the pod a bunch of times. I don't it's just how they communicate, guys. I swear they love each other. I swear they're really
Oh,
really good friends.
absolutely.
They just it's just how they greet each other. I don't know. They've been doing it since I've known Darron, which
If
has
you
been
want
a
to break
very
this, if
long
you want
time.
to break this down, technically, he was the best man at my wedding. Technically, because we had two best men.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think
true.
Carter even realized that yet. Because like the one they had two, because she had like had two because of their family. I'm like, all right, bet I got a whole stash. I can pick anybody. What you
Yeah,
do?
just pick one.
Voodoo, come here.
That's foul. That's foul. That's foul. That's foul. Anyways, guys, welcome back to another episode of the New Block Nerds. I'm your host, Chris, aka Prince, with the homie Darron, aka Medic Grizz. And today we are talking about something very near and dear to my good friend's heart. It is the Lanterns trailer. Not going to call it Green Lanterns because it's not called Green Lantern. It's called Lanterns.
Everybody,
Um,
everyone, Prince, everybody.
I'm gonna let you get your shit off in a moment, but I want to preface with this. I have seen a lot of reactions online
Mm-hmm.
from people in the fandom about this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I will say is I don't share their same disdain about the trailer. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
They've been telling us that it was going to be Green Lanterns meets True Detective,
Mm-hmm.
which it's very much in that vibe. I
Yes.
also I hear people when they talk about the complaints about like not having enough color and it not being Green Lantern-y enough. Not for nothing, I think most of this footage is from like the first two episodes because like they're wearing the same clothes. I don't think we've even begun to scratch the surface about what this series is about. So I want everyone to pump their brakes a little bit. I think we are going to get more Green Lantern-y stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just not now. So, Deron, take it away.
Before I give this, everyone, I want to have a moment of silence. Just a moment of silence that this is really happening. This is really happening.
That what's really happening?
Green Lantern. We got lanterns. We gonna talk about DC Comics. I gotta show you guys something real quick. Hold on. In case y'all thought Prince was joking. Let's talk Blackest Night. Let's talk about Brightest Day. let's talk about all that right there, okay? Let's talk about, oh, you want my Hal Jordan? Let's talk about that too, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, understand this. People who have a strong feeling about this pod, I hope you love us. If you don't love us, so what? How I feel about you when it comes to the Lantern trailer. If you don't love it, so what? People don't understand this is a TV show, not a movie,
Agreed.
okay? A TV show, sometimes people know how the chefs out there, like, you don't just burn food, you gotta slow roast it. You gotta actually like get the ingredients going. All right. You got a smoker, you don't just go out there and smoke in 5 minutes. You gotta let
Right.
it
Low and slow,
marinate.
baby. Yeah, that's right.
That is what the lantern will do. Because to be the Green Lantern, you have the interview, the first 5 seconds. I'm training you. Before you hopped out the car, first of all, that was a beautiful car. Beautiful car.
Yeah.
Pop the ring off, put it on the actual dash, and it's popped out there. That right there is a sequence where he's probably going to use green and turn to a Green Lantern. You'll see the actual color there. They're not going to give you all that right now.
Right.
You got to watch the show. We got to find a reason for you to come watch the show. Because if I give it to you right now, all you're going to do is criticize it. You criticize everything Ryan Reynolds did. You're going to criticize everything, anything happens because you believe that you know best. You don't. You're a spectator like you and I. Shut up. Enjoy it. If not, change the station. I don't care. For people like myself who've been waiting forever for this, let's go back. I'm only 37. I'm still a baby in the game. Jon Stewart, Justice League's cartoon, was one of the key motivators. Besides that, Static Shock, Milestone Comics. For people like you and I to
Mm-hmm.
actually see something like that,
Yeah.
Jon Stewart was that.
Yeah.
He
And not
was.
for nothing, like you said, like you're 37, I'll be
Yes.
34 this year. Like we are of that generation where like Justice League Unlimited, like that cartoon, that was our first introduction to Green Lantern, aside
That.
from
So it's
comics, random
endorsed
comics here
our
and there as
heart.
kids.
And what is Green Lantern? Green Lantern Corps is a group of cops protecting the entire galaxy.
Right.
Okay? So you mentioned True Detective, you mentioned the vibe of him training, also like a town vibe, like a spacecraft or some kind of things came down and smashed into the football field. Out of animosity was going towards the guy playing Hal Jordan. Because this town, there's some things happening and it's unexplainable. What the Lancerns gotta step into and also learn to protect. The first oath is protect people, humankind. They are police officers that are so freaking cool with a ring that your mind can do anything. It's to the power. That is what we have, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to get what you want. No yellow lantern or red lanterns, no blue lanterns, no season one. Come
Right.
on, bro. We gotta let this thing
And
cook a
they're
little
also
bit.
not going to show that to you in the first trailer for the first season of the show.
How many trailers in the past 2 years have we seen that weren't really authentic? Spider-Man, for instance, they took things out and changed certain colors so you as a fan will be surprised when the film comes out. This is
Right.
HBO. HBO has a Game of Thrones on it. They're not cutting the budget. This is going to be fantastic.
Right.
Okay?
That's
It's
the
going to be
other
great.
thing too that I can't wrap my head around with people
Yes.
who are like, "Oh my god, this show's going to be trash because
Don't watch it.
because we saw a costume in a closet that may or may not even be fucking worn, right? Ever, right? That might be the only time we see that costume. But like for me, again, you said it. It's HBO.
It's HBO.
Viewers, if y'all can throw five off the top of your head, five HBO shows that were trash, because
I'll
I
wait.
can't name them.
I'll wait. And also, people, are we so spoiled? Are we so spoiled that we forget the appreciation of how small town vibe crime can carry an entire franchise, aka Penguin? Are we
Right,
forgetting how that masterpiece was and we focus on a small part of the actual overall spirit of what Green Lantern really is? It's called Lantern for a reason, bro. You got Hal, and you also have, you know what? I'm going a little tangent. Butterfly is my wife. I call her Butterfly. The other day, she's like, I was talking to my son. I was like, what's your favorite color? I mentioned green's my favorite color because of Green Lantern. Butterfly gonna tap me. I'm watching Lantern this year. I said, hmm? Aaron Pierre. So yeah, I don't like you right now, but you're doing a good job. But you got the ladies gonna watch it because of Aaron Pierre. So right. So we got the ladies watching because of him for casting. Me as a geek and you as a geek of Lantern being who he is, we don't have many people like us on a television program, let
right,
alone a movie. And this is also the new James Gunn DC comic universe. We had Superman. We know Supergirl's coming. We have Lobo. you starting off with a television show for the Lanterns is brilliant because people who don't know who the Lanterns are, they don't want to spend as money on a movie and you have to rush the process. There's so much depth within the
Right.
actual Lantern core. And they mentioned about how there's only 2 humans. Now, Guy Gardner will be the third when they mention that, whatever happened, Kyle later on, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure which year this is taking place. But
Right.
right now, you're telling me that I have 2 humans and they're right there, and they have the strongest weapon there is in the universe, and they're in a town trying to figure out a crime.
So
Money.
here's my thing. Here's my thing, right? Because James Gunn has spoken a lot about
Yes.
this series, right? I think this series is going to end up being one of the more important projects of this first chapter of his DC universe, because he has said basically this season 1 is about John Stewart and Hal Jordan investigating some kind of crime on Earth, but obviously they're space cops, right? So
Yes.
obviously the problem is going to be extraterrestrial in nature. We know
Mm-hmm.
that they're not coming down to Nebraska to investigate your run of the mill fucking murder in the
Yes.
middle of nobody gives a fuck Nebraska. It's that's not what this is going to be about. If the Green
No.
Lanterns are here, if they had to touch down on Earth to investigate something, it's something extraterrestrial in nature. What that is, we can speculate about. We don't know. So I reject this notion from some of the fandom, like, oh, I don't like this vibe, blah 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 blah. You think like we're not going to get more extraterrestrial and more fantastical things?
That is
They're just
down.
not going to give it to you in the first trailer, guys. And
That
and
is
not for nothing, like I
down.
said before, if
Oh,
you look at the trailer, you look at the clothes they're wearing. I
yes.
think the trailer footage is all from maybe the first episode or first 2 episode tops. I don't think they've given us anything. They've given us
Well,
nothing, which
it
is
is a
fine by me.
6 episode. If you were to Google right now, it says Lantern is a DC Studios gritty, gritty. It's not fantastic or monumental special. It's gritty. That means it's gonna be down in the mud, detective
Right,
work. You're gonna learn to love the character of Jon Snow. You already
right,
saw some dynamic. If you know a little bit about Jon Stewart, his thing's about code, honor, respect, and
right,
attention to detail. Not doing too much. Some could say conservative a little bit. You've seen the trailer when he's like, "Yo, I'm better at this than you." Hal's a renegade in the low. Hal's
right.
always pushed to
He's always
bury.
been a renegade. Yeah,
So you see in that dynamic alone already, you're going to learn that, not learn to learn. You're going to enjoy the character of Hal and also John, and you're going
yep,
to see like, yo, I can see why John is that like that staple, that close. But also you're going to see how Hal is. He jumped out of a moving car to try to do a teaching lesson. That's Hal.
that's Hal. Yeah,
Good.
that's Hal to a T. Yeah,
And he's going to do some wild stuff this entire 6 episodes. You like, yo, bro, this could have been a lot easier if you didn't do that. But there's going to be moments like, yo, we need a Hal. We're
yeah.
going to need him to
We need
jump off
somebody
and
to
do
shoot
some
off the
wild
hip right now.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to see this. So at the conclusion of his first season, what I'm hoping happens is the Green Lantern comes above the actual title of Lantern at the very end because he earns the actual opportunity to be that. And then you also see how they're going in 2 different worlds. It's the entire space they're controlling her. So you can have a show later on with Hal Jordan, have a show with John. You're going to introduce all the characters, and they can all spot off and do different things because you need the original core of the slow
Right,
growth of the
right.
Lantern.
And Darron, I'm so glad you said that, because to that point, I personally love when stories, especially like comics, like they take these really fantastical kind of people who are usually in big world ending and universe ending threats, but you bring them down a notch
Yeah.
to do something a little bit more that seemingly has low stakes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes those are the best versions of stories with some of these characters, right? Like,
Yeah.
yes, we know that someone like Batman is in the Justice League and he has helped fight Darkseid and fought off herds of parademons. But some of those best Batman stories are Under the Red Hood, where it's just Gotham based. It's right here. The stakes are very low in comparison to Darkseid and all these other kinds of things. I think that's going to be a similar dynamic that we're going to get in this Lantern show. And I think they did that on purpose, because the point for your first iteration in this brand new universe of being introduced to the Lanterns is not to for you to see Oa in the first episode. It's not for you to see the Sinestro Corps in episode 2. It's not for you to see Parallax in episode 3. It's for us to like you said, learn to love these characters
I love
first
them. Yes.
and start planting seeds about what the future of the DC universe is going to be under James Gunn's vision, right? And I think we're getting that. Like we're
Yeah.
again, like you said, we're being introduced to these two lanterns at two
Mm-hmm.
opposite ends of the spectrum as it
Yeah.
comes to Green Lantern experience, as it comes to age, as it comes to just their overall outlook on life in general. Which Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler, perfect castings by the way for these two
By the way,
people, and I'm
awesome.
loving the hot and cold dichotomy between the two, right?
Yes.
For all the things that you just said about John Stewart and Hal, and I think my only not gripe, but my only worry about this season
Mm.
is it feels like they're gearing up for Hal to die in some way. Kind of like a passing the torch kind of a thing. And I see you smiling because I feel like I know where you're going, like where your thoughts are going. But I don't know because Hal has such a rich history. I don't know if that's going to be the right move. Again, it depends on how they write it, right? It depends on what's going on. But I don't know if fans are going to like Hal Jordan being killed off, or if you tease like Parallax, for example, by the end of the season. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Because I know you have thoughts on it.
I think people need to understand something about the lanterns. How is 0.1% of the lantern population? He is beloved in our sector because he is a human, the Justice League. But in the grand scheme and realm, Hal plays more and does more impactful things when he's not Green Lantern. Rock with me on that. I'm not giving the details, everything, but there's other roles that he has to play, which understands why John's made the mark of being a part of the Justice League, because Hal could not be there at the time because there
Right.
were things happening.
Right.
So think about this. This is how I break it down. People who don't know Green Lantern. Game of Thrones has become a world thing, a world long thing about Game of
Yeah.
Thrones.
Worldwide phenomenon. Yeah.
Some people would say they don't understand Game of Thrones with the dragons and how it's two. They don't understand that part. But then this past year, we got the Seven Kingdoms.
That's a good point.
This is what they people have like. Oh, this is digestible. It's realism. I can deal with that. And then I learned to love Egg. I learned to love Sir Duncan because of their dynamic and their teamwork and how they were totally opposite. And now next season 2 pops up. Yo, I'm looking forward to how this whole story is going to go. This is how you have to look at HBO's DNA and what they do. And they stick with 6 episodes because it's just enough where it's not too long. It gets to the point and once you come back. So look at the Lantern thing like you will look at the Seven Kingdoms.
That's a great point. That's a great point. That's a great point because you know that Night of the Seven Kingdoms is set in the world, even though there's not dragons at that particular time period. You know, in this, Game of Thrones universe, there are dragons, there are magic, there are White Walkers, there are like ice zombies and all these other kind of crazy things. But this is a story that's set in that same setting, in that same world, that same universe. But it strips all that stuff away and it tells a very grounded story about two people just trying to figure it the fuck out.
And if you never any Game of Thrones ever before, you only watched that show right there, you liked it because of the development of the characters.
Yep.
That's what people need to understand about television shows versus movies. Movies are trying to get you to come back to buy another movie. Television show is long lasting. Like, for instance, Grey's Anatomy. Like, there's other television shows that, like, you adored it, not because of always the medicine, because of the character development.
Right. The character
Lanterns the Lanterns have so many characters just in the Green Lantern part that when you start getting vibes with the Yellow Lantern, you see them switching sides. When you find out the Red Lanterns and Atrocitus, when you find out this mass global impact going on and it being like the Justice League and then the Black Lantern Corps pops up, you're gonna be so emotionally invested in these characters. Like, yo, this just happened to my guy. Yo, I'm on this side. I believe this.
But you know something to that point. You
You
mentioned
need
Yellow
that.
Lanterns and Red Lanterns and all this other kind of
You
stuff. I
you
don't
wouldn't know
I
what
don't
was
I
going
don't
on.
think I don't think a lot of the people who are going to be watching this show have that much knowledge about the Green
Exactly.
Lantern Corps,
That's
right?
why you
Which is
can't.
why we got a trailer like this, because
Yeah.
if we start again, not for nothing, the bad taste is still in our mouth from that 2011 Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds, right? And so I think they're trying to pull back a bit and not do so much just green CGI shit, and are trying to just build a good story with green CGI shit in it. It's not a green CGI story that we have to write about. It's a good story that we put green and CGI stuff in, if that makes sense.
And worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, it's only a television show.
Right. Right.
Like,
But again, James Gunn has said on multiple occasions what happens in Lantern season 1 has long-lasting implications for the DCU. So again, that's not something that like we said, that's not something I feel like you can fit into a 2-hour movie. When you're meeting these people for the first time, you're meeting two Green Lanterns for the first time,
yes,
right? Um and
yes,
I like the setting of James Gunn's universe because in context, okay, superheroes have been operating for a long time already.
mm-hmm.
So of course we're not going to get Hal Jordan at his beginning,
No,
right? I like this. I
yes,
like that they're giving us both Green Lanterns. I mean, I think I understand the gripes of some people who are like, "Oh, if Hal Jordan's this old now, does that mean we're not going to see a bunch more of him in the future?" Maybe, maybe not. But I feel like you can't on one side of the universe be like, we have Guy Gardner over here who's been Green Lantern for a couple of years. We have Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Superman's been Superman for 3 years. We've got Batman who has Damian Wayne already. So that means that Dick Grayson's been Robin, has become Nightwing. Jason Todd
mm-hmm.
has been Robin, has probably already died and become Red Hood. Tim Drake has
Yeah,
been there, presumably.
yes,
Barbara has
preach,
been Batgirl. You have
preach,
all these things that are so far into like basically like the meat and potatoes of like the
yes,
DC universe, and then you turn around and say, "Oh, but I don't want Hal to be that old." Well, if Batman has a whole 13-year-old son, how old
yes.
do you think Hal Jordan is? They're not going to be the same age. He's not going to be a
The fluff.
rookie as a Green Lantern.
They are people don't understand this, and like you made these key valid points about the time period and time frame of ages. People need to understand for this to be relevant to have a Damian Wayne, this X, Y, and Z have had to happen.
Right.
You can't tell us that I'm sick of reboots. I'm sick of seeing. Excuse me. James Gunn said it. We don't need to see Batman's parents die. You already know what happened.
We
We
know
need to
we you know how
see.
many times we've seen Martha's pearls fucking fall. We don't need
Yeah.
to see it again.
We need to see Court of Owls. We need to see other things we never saw before, right? How are
Right.
we going to do that? So yes, I'm gonna get a more seasoned Hal Jordan, so John Stewart can step in with the Lantern Corps, and I hope they bring my guy back from Black Adam to play Hawkman because that would be a dynamic duo right there. He also played. I can't remember his name right now. He's a watchmaker. He also played in what's the TV show right now? He's playing on. He's doing really good, really really good. I can't think right now.
Thinking
Oh
of
my god.
Cross.
Yes, I can't think of his name right.
Aldous Hodge is his name.
You bring him back as Hawkman. I'm just saying, there's things that they got development. They can bring Dr. Fate back. These are all characters that we see that will fit very well with a seasoned Hal Jordan. And then having, like, you got to have that because John has to be trained. You
Right.
can't even have the Lantern Corps story start with this John because that's
Right.
not how the story went, right?
Exactly. And
So
I,
it's
I
like,
think to that point too, Deron, we're gonna get a lot of exposition
yes.
about the Green Lantern Corps and Oa and the Guardians as a whole through Hal Jordan, like kind of like coaching John Stewart up, right? Because again, if Hal Jordan is this age in this show, he's
Mm-hmm.
already been through a lot of the adventures that we've read in the comics, right? A lot of those things he's probably already done, right? So you can get a lot of the exposition
Mm-hmm.
without having to, you know, go through it like from the very beginning.
I want people to understand this, and I don't want to drag it on more than half. I'm a respectful guy. I don't get out of pocket on podcasts. You know what I mean? Unless it's characters I don't like. I need everyone to do me a favor. Shut the hell up. And I don't care. Shut the hell up. Sit back, grab your popcorn, and enjoy that we are actually getting a reboot with a fast forward button. We never had that before. We don't have to wait till we're 50 and 60 to see the shows we want to see now in 30s. We
Right.
have a James Gunn who's pushing the envelope. Like, I want these stories out that people want to know about. I want to push it 10 years. I want to see Damian Wayne and how he's going to react. When I see a Nick, I want to see a Jason Todd. I want to see all these reactions. I want to see a Red Hood movie.
Right.
Case
I
in
do
point,
too.
yeah, these
Desperately.
are things you want to see, but the Lantern Corps plays a part in everything. And everything. I want to see an old Hal Jordan versus whoever they pick as Flash and the dynamic and how they could be like. I
Yep.
can see all that.
Yep.
But John has to be a part of the Lanterns. I mean, the Justice League for it to happen. So we need both. So sit back, be quiet, prop your feet up, enjoy this when it comes out. Because we're going to pot about this episode that comes out. And I
Yep.
can't wait for
Can't
you
wait.
guys to understand that you don't have to know anything. Because the way they're going about it, you're going to learn everything.
Yep.
And it's monumental. James Gunn, if you ever watch our pod, and this one in particular, invite your boys out, man. We'll come out and do a screening. I just want to be present. That's it. I just want to be present in about the future storylines. I'll be quiet, but I just want to see it. There's so many to talk about. There's so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, and,
So
and again, like to that point about like pressing the fast forward button,
yes,
we have the opportunity, like you mentioned before, to do so many other different stories, whether it's the Green Lantern Corps, whether it's the Justice League, whether it's Batman, whether it's Superman. We have this opportunity to tap into so many more other stories that haven't been touched before
at
in
all.
movies and TV because everyone is so used to just starting from scratch. We're not starting from scratch anymore. We're
Right.
starting kind of in the middle. You know what I mean? It's I think it's refreshing. I think I do think this series is going to be good, and I'm very excited to see what that mystery is that's going to bind the Justice League together by whatever happens in this show, right? Because again, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, I feel like the Green Lanterns this early on in the formation of the DC universe is going to kind of be the catalyst for what creates the future Justice League that we know and love, right? Because think about it, any kind of earthbound threats, we've
Mm-hmm.
seen Superman and the Justice Gang in his movie be able to swiftly take care of.
Yes.
What is the thing? We know we're going to get Justice League eventually. What is
Mm-hmm.
the thing that's going to be so dire that
Man,
we have to form a team of, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Flash, whoever else, right? What is that? And I think we're going to get that taste this year with Lanterns. And
can I, can
and to your point, I need people to just relax.
I,
We
I'm
haven't
a
seen this show yet. We've probably gotten a trailer based off of like 20 or 30% of the actual footage that's in the show. I can't for the life of me understand why people take this as gospel or like this show's gonna be trash. We haven't seen it. We don't know any of what the special effects are gonna be. Wait until it comes out. Watch it.
Mhm.
I think HBO has done more than enough to deserve our benefit of the doubt at this point. I'm putting my faith in them. I think you guys should too.
I'm gonna leave on this. I'm leaving this. I'm gonna show you guys something for you people who don't or not lanternines, or I don't know what you want to call it, but like if you're not,
Lanterns. That's funny.
I'm gonna show you a page of a comic book. This only happens if you let lanterns cook. People don't even know about this version of Batman, but for this version of Batman to take place,
Oh, I can't see
yeah.
it that well.
Well, this is Lantern with a White Lantern Batman.
Oh, the
White
White Lanterns. Yeah.
Lantern
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah, yeah.
If you know, you know. If you don't, just hush and watch what's happening. You can't see what's going to happen in the future if you don't let that cook. Put that on. We right now
Yeah.
we let it cook. Mr. Fantastic, y'all love him, right? Oh, y'all do. This is what Blackest Night, right? Who's in Blackest Night? Mr. Fantastic. It's terrific.
Or
Who
Mr.
was
Terrific. Yeah,
yeah?
not yeah.
Who was introduced not so long ago? Was it terrific?
I was
I'm
gonna
very
say I have my thoughts about what the threat is gonna be.
I'm
But I
just
mean it's all
saying.
shots in dark. It could be Blackest Night, it could be Parallax. Like it, I
Blackest
think
Night.
I think if Hal Jordan's this far in his career, I think the Sinestro Corps has already happened. So I don't think we're gonna see that. Which is fine by me. I'm okay with that.
People just don't know.
Yeah. So look, guys.
Oh,
Again,
I love you guys.
Me and Darron, we're fans of the trailer. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people are not. I know a lot of people felt a little bit disappointed, like they wanted a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of the opposite. Just give me a little bit and let me watch, and I'll figure the rest out for myself. Um, I don't know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. I mean, let us know what you guys thought about the trailer. If you guys loved it, cool. Tell us what you loved about it. If you guys hated it, if you guys hated the suit, which I don't think that's going to be the only suit we'll see. I just don't. Um, but yeah, let us know, man. I'm very excited. Like Darron said, we will be back when the show comes out, and we'll probably do episode reviews because I think this is going to be one of those series that's gonna warrant something like that. Doing an episode review, kind of seeing what the build up is going to be and what that murder mystery ends up being. So,
Let
um,
Chef Gunn cook. Let him be. Let him cook.
yeah,
Okay. We
yeah,
need
yeah.
this.
Agreed. Well, all right. Well, Darron, this has been real, man. I'm glad you're looking forward to it as much as I am because I wasn't sure if we started.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yeah. All right, guys. I've been Prince. Darron, it's a pleasure as always. We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace and love, y'all.